10 of America's celebrated super chefs.
It's probably the greatest grouping of chefs ever in a cooking competition on television.
They are competing to become a culinary hero.
I am going to be the next Iron Chef.
Labor.
We're super chefs, okay? A hamburger and fries is not gonna cut it here, folks.
Begin. Each week, the chefs will face 2 intense challenges. First, the Chairman's Challenge.
Heat and meat.
Every one of these chefs is capable of doing something amazing.
How would an Iron Chef create food for the ballpark?
This was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
Welcome to New York City.
I do not like losing.
This challenge is all about risk.
And each week, the 2 chefs at the bottom of the pack must battle it out in a secret ingredient showdown.
It's a sudden death cook-off.
OMG.
A death match.
1 ingredient, 30 minutes.
We're watching gladiators duke it out.
Robert, the bowl is burning.
Stress, a little angina.
During their quest, they must impress the toughest judges in America.
You didn't follow the rules.
This is how you cook if you want to win next Iron Chef.
It was bad. It was like a funeral in my mouth.
I feel like I'm in a court here.
You are. I'm sorry, but you will not be the next Iron Chef. Begin.
10 super chefs brawl for the ultimate prize.
I foresee a lot of drama.
This is making me feel like I want to throw up.
There are some cutthroat people here.
Get out of the way.
Today, half of you are going home.
They want immortality.
An Iron Chef is a king among chefs.
I'm giving everything in my soul.
I am the next Iron Chef, and I've just got to get there.
Think, Alex, think. I want this so badly.
The last 2 standing will go knife to knife in a stellar kitchen stadium showdown.
But to be an Iron Chef, it's like going to war every day.
But only one will become
The next Iron Chef!
My name is Alex Cornicelli. I am currently the executive chef at both Butter and the Derby in New York City. I'm on a variety of different shows on Food Network. The best thing I ever ate, Chopped, Alex's Day Off, which is my own cooking show. I think I would bring a really big element of sass and spice to the current roster of Iron Chefs. I mean, this is an all-stars competition. We have Robert Irvine, who does Dinner Impossible. The guy makes dinner for 7,000 people in 5 minutes in a moving train with a piece of string and a turnip. There's a competitor.
My name is Robert Irvine. You may know me from my shows Dinner Impossible and more recently Restaurant Impossible. If I was in charge here, you'd both be fired right now. I've done over 100 missions. I've braved the elements, tough locations, and some insane challenges. Chef Burrell, my nemesis I call her.
Get off the line!
Not on the line, what's up with you?
Really?
Are you worried? My team lost on Worst Cooks in America.
Get off the line! Is there a rivalry between myself and Robert Irvine? No, because I win. My name is Ann Burrell, and I am the host of Food Network's Worst Cooks in America. You give me stress! And Secrets of a Restaurant Chef. This smells good. I cut my teeth working on Mario Batali's team as a sous chef on Iron Chef America, and I think that that gives an added pressure of people expecting me to win. So I am absolutely freaked out and intimidated, but will I let that show? Hell no. There's such a great assembly of chefs here. There's Bo McMillan. Bo is a kind of a crafty cook, but I've beaten him on Worst Cooks in America.
One of the worst things in my career, I think, was when I lost on Worst Cooks to Ann Burrell. I've come to redeem myself. I can't let Ann beat me again. My name is Bo McMillan. I'm the executive chef of Elements Restaurant in Scottsdale, Arizona. I've got the opportunity to battle Iron Chef Bobby Flay in a battle of Kobe beef, and I was victorious. It was almost like a reward of a lifetime. I'm just your everyday blue-collar guy with the chops. I'm the guy you want to root for.
My name is Spike Mendelson. I am the current executive chef owner of Good Stuff Eatery and We the Pizza in Washington, D.C. I burst onto the scene from Top Chef. I'm here because I feel in my 30 years of life, I've accomplished a lot.
The chairman welcomes Chef Spike.
Oh, yes. I'm not an Iron Chef yet. I can't get real truffles.
You're not an Iron Chef yet?
I'm constantly pushing the limits as a chef. We're all on the top of our game, and we're all considered superstar chefs. Like Marcus Samuelson. I mean, hello. I have all his cookbooks at my house.
And it's pretty obvious what I bring to the table. I think the chefs knows that, but it's up to me to deliver that. My name is Marcus Samuelson. I'm the executive chef of Red Rooster in Harlem, New York City. I'm from Africa. I'm raised in Sweden. I'm an American chef with global influences. I'm a judge on Chopped. I won Top Chef Masters, but none of that matters right now because I'm here to become the next Iron Chef.
Greetings, chefs. Welcome to the next Iron Chef competition. As you all know, this is one of the most elite culinary slugfests on the planet. And while I will be leading you through the challenges to come, we all know who's packing the biggest knife in this kitchen. So, chefs, I give you the chairman.
Chefs, you have been summoned because you are among the best known and most respected super chefs in the country. I have always felt that a great chef can spin the usual into the unusual. Out of the ordinary, create the extraordinary. Keep this in mind as you battle through my competition. One of you will experience your own transformation and become the next Iron Chef!
Chefs, for this Battle of the Titans, we've adjusted the rules just a wee bit to suit your elevated skill set. We will have 2 cooking challenges each week. First, the Chairman's Challenge, a test of the culinary skills that it requires to become an Iron Chef. And second, a sudden death cook-off. That's right, the 2 chefs deemed least successful in the Chairman's Challenge will square off in a secret ingredient showdown, and that will determine which chef is to be eliminated.
Wow.
Yikes. I'm scared to death. The 2 losers, let's see which one is the biggest loser.
This competition is like the great equalizer. No matter how many restaurants you have, how many TV shows, how popular, how rich, how great you are, you gotta rely on skill, and that's the bottom line. My name is Chuck Hughes. I have a restaurant in Montreal called Garde Manger. I'm the host of a show called Chuck's Day Off on Cooking Channel. Now this is the perfect finish to any feast. I had the chance to battle Bobby Flay in Kitchen Stadium and came out on top.
Good job. Awesome. Good job.
And I'm here to tell America, you shouldn't take this Canadian chef lightly.
10 of you enter, only 1 will remain standing. Any questions? Good. Let's get started.
I'm ready. People don't know me as well as these other chefs. I'm not as loud.
Right.
I'm not as famous. But the truth is, I'm bringing some attitude, some adventure, and some punk rock to this competition. I'm Elizabeth Faulkner. I'm the chef of Citizen Cake and Orson restaurants in San Francisco. I was nominated for Best Pastry Chef James Beard Foundation. I'm not just a cake maker. I love cooking on the savory side.
It's giving it a little more tanginess.
I really want this.
Chefs, this container holds 10 matches. As you know, apply a little friction to the head of a match, and kaboom, an incendiary reaction that produces fire, thus heat. This is relevant to the test that awaits you today. Now I ask each of you, please take a match. There you go, a match, sir. 1 match per chef, if you please. 1 chef, 1 match.
My name is Jeffrey Zakarian. I'm the Monsignore here. I have been cooking for 30 years. I'm chef owner of the Lambs Club and the National in Manhattan, New York. I've competed next to Robert Irvine on Chopped All-Stars. I've worked with Alex Guarnaschelli on Chopped. We're judges on that show. I competed on Iron Chef against Morimoto. I am a bit of a terror in the kitchen.
Let's plate this mother.
I intimidate people, sometimes purposely. I don't suffer fools very well. I'm a competitive person. I'm not like one of those rah-rah guys. I sort of do it really quietly because it works for me.
Now, the tip of one match is red. The rest are black. Who has the red match? Chef Spike.
I have absolutely no clue where we're going with this.
Please join me right up here.
I'm completely freaking out at this moment.
You are going to light our first fire today. Now, you know most of the competitors here, either personally or by reputation.
Spike has worked right across the street from me. He's been in the French Laundry land, so I know he's got some serious technique. My name is Michael Chiarello. I've been a part of redefining California cooking in the Napa Valley. I'm the chef owner of Bottega Ristorante. We're a Michelin-recognized restaurant. As a chef, I'm fiercely competitive. I've had an Emmy award-winning show called Easy Entertaining on the Food Network for many years.
Woo! That's right.
I know Mr. Chiarello very well. This guy knows everything about Italian food. So he's a fierce competitor.
I'm going to become the next Italian Iron Chef. The other chefs better bring their game.
So, and now our first test is a team challenge. So you will need to choose a partner to cook with and then pair the other chefs into teams. So, Chef, who's your partner going to be?
I will pick Chef Samuelson. He is the best. I just want to keep my strongest competitor as close as possible to me as I can.
Excellent choice. Now, go ahead and pair up the other teams. And this is strategy, by the way.
Well, I'm going to pair up Chef Irvine with Chef Burrell. Good God, again? I'm counting on it. They're going to butt heads a little bit. We'll see. Chef Guarnacelli with Chef Faulkner. They might have friction. One's a pastry chef, one's a really great French background. I'd love to see them come up with a menu that fits both their styles. Chef Chiarello, Chef Hughes.
Hi, brother.
The French Canadian with the Italian stallion. Notoriously, the French and the Italians have always butted heads in the kitchen as far as cuisine and technique. Chef McMillan and Chef Zakarian.
Chef Zakarian is so prim, so proper, and then Bo is kind of like a rough and tumble kind of guy. Very different styles. I love it.
So, given what the chairman has in mind today, this kitchen's a little too civilized. The chairman wants you to embrace a simpler style of cooking where everything is reduced to just heat and meat. The chairman wants to see just how resourceful you can be when you have only the basics. So, chefs, I'll see you in the wilderness.
I am seriously quaking in my boots. What do you mean, the wilderness? Where are we going?
Welcome to the middle of nowhere.
You take all the kidney?
Oh, man. Not good. Burned.
Dude, this is not a good scene.
I'm expecting the worst possible scenario, the toughest challenge, definitely on the first day.
I was like, thank you, Lord, I am home. This is what I do on my show. This is awesome.
I foresee a lot of drama. I think someone's going to have a really bad day. I just hope it isn't me.
Chefs, welcome to the middle of nowhere. Today's test is resourcefulness, and your first chairman's challenge concerns the juxtaposition of two primal culinary elements, heat and meat. The chefs, you have all the essentials to create heat. And as for meat, each team will have one whole pig.
Nice. Woo! Nice. Little piggies. I love pork. And it's also extremely versatile, so you can go in a lot of different directions with this.
You will also find a pantry of wild ingredients in the areas surrounding your wilderness kitchens.
So we have 3 pantries of wild ingredients. Herbs and vegetable, dry goods, and then like dairy, eggs, and stuff like that.
Each team will have 90 minutes to create heat, to break down your meat, gather additional ingredients, and prepare 2 dishes for the judges.
We have to light a fire, we have to butcher a pig, and we have to cook it, make it taste good, make it look great. It's just insane.
Chefs, keep this in mind. There will be a team that is victorious, and whoever finishes at the bottom of the pack, that team will then have to turn on itself. The 2 of you will face each other in the first secret ingredient showdown back in our civilized kitchen. 1 chef at that point will be sent packing.
You have to turn on somebody you've really grown fond of. That's going to be difficult.
Clearly, a lot is on the line, so let's get down to business. 5 teams, 90 minutes, 2 dishes. Let the cooking begin.
We want to get the one that's closest to us. And I roll my ankle on a rock. I'm like, no. I literally can't put my right side of my weight on my right leg. And I'm like, dude, this is not a good scene.
Concerned for Bo that he hurt himself. It was sort of a little bit of a blow to us, but his plan was to butcher the pig.
Welcome to Next Iron Chef. These are the hurdles you're gonna have to face. Come on, baby. You've gotta be able to deal with them from an emotional standpoint, a mental standpoint, and a physical standpoint. It's do or die. I mean, you can't give up.
How you doing on that fire? Good, bro. I'm the fire guy. I have 4 fireplaces in my house, so I know how to build a fire.
You take all the kindling?
Robert Irvine. Yeah, those 2 tractor trailer arms of his and bulldozed all the kindling.
First man in takes the prize, and that's what we did. I got everything I could possibly get to light a fire. This is a very, very tough challenge. It's this theater of war, and they've never had to face off against some of the best chefs in America. It's intimidating, but ultimately I'm going to win.
I'm going to butcher the pig. We're going to do a porchetta, and with the leg, we're going to braise the belly. Got it?
Got it.
Okay.
Chef Burrell is naturally a bossy young lady.
Come on, muscles, come on.
I sort of let her go away with it today.
So let's get this pork belly going, huh? Just get it in the fire, go. So we are making braised pork belly and pork cheeks. I'm feeling cheeky.
That's the toughest part of the pig, so we wanted it nice and tender.
Ooh, yummy, that looks good.
It takes a long time to braise.
The second dish we're gonna do is porchetta, which is boned out pork legs stuffed and rolled with rosemary and sage, a lot of herbs and garlic.
So what, like really porky soup?
Yeah, I'm thinking stew.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be able to cook with somebody you really admire.
There are many validations in a cooking career, but to be an Iron Chef is definitely a validation and a sense of arrival. I want to make the stew out of that water. Bring that to
What's more wilderness than that? We're gonna make a pork stew using the real pure water from the lake.
Got water, bro.
Nice. The second dish we're making is pork ribs.
Pig was just about maybe 20 pounds. It was tiny, skinny.
Really?
I knew right away nobody else gonna do that. So it was a little bit of a risk.
If we can pull this off, we truly are superstars here. It's the epitome of an Iron Chef. You know, start with nothing and make a beautiful, tasty, delicious meal.
Did you guys take all the oranges, Marcus?
No. Take 2 oranges from me.
Great, thanks. I dubbed Chef Samuelson and Chef Spike's station the neighborhood convenience store because they've got it all. Here we are in the middle of nowhere with a pig and some kindling. Watch yourself. But the road to Iron Chefdom is about making something out of nothing. It's about resourcefulness.
When we saw the whole pig, we were like, well, we should cook a lot of different parts of it and see what comes out the best.
I cut off the ears, the tail, I got the tongue out, I got the kidneys, which provides a real opportunity for texture and chewiness.
So we were doing an appetizer of pork offal parts 4 different ways, and then pork belly and pork leg with some succotash and a little gremolata.
1/2 hour is gone. 1 hour remaining.
I don't think we're doing very well.
Yes, we are.
How's the fire? It's great. Is it really? I'm gonna start cooking.
Chef Gerner Shelley's having a panic attack because she's like butchering up that pig so fast.
I don't know what part to use here.
And then she just throws a leg right on the really hot grill.
Oh, man. Not good. Not good. Burned.
Too much fire.
I burned a whole leg. I knew that it would be my undoing.
Resourcefulness, chefs. 90 minutes to create 2 dishes, heat and meat.
This challenge is really difficult. You know, being outside with the elements, it's hot, it's windy, so the smoke is blowing at us.
Ooh, Jemima.
The limited amount of pans and bowls and just utensils.
Any tasting spoons anywhere?
The pantry was extremely limited.
Marcus, you have an orange down there?
No orange.
But to be an Iron Chef means you are ready for battle in any sort of way.
How fare these chefs?
Well, you know, this is the one time that Robert and I are actually happy to be partners.
Understood.
Heat and meat.
That's right, I'm the heat, you're the meat.
I don't feel good.
It's okay, Alex, we're gonna make it.
For all of this competition today, I was in the midst of a panic attack. Making me so nervous.
Okay, it's okay.
I want to be the next Iron Chef. I want this so badly, and I've wanted it for so long. Oh, man. Not good. Not good. I burned a whole leg, and it had been burned beyond repair.
Chef Gerner Shelley and I are really different people in how we respond to stress. My gut is to roll with it, deal with it, try to make it better.
So we have, like, nothing.
I can hear her thinking, and I'm like, look, let's put another piece of meat on there. Let's go.
It's time to be resourceful. I cut off the other leg, butterfly it, get it right back in the pan.
45 minutes, everyone.
To become an Iron Chef, you have to have flawless technique and execution under the most dire circumstances you can imagine. Flip them over. So we're gonna do a little salad with some roasted beets and some of the pork cheeks and pig ears. Let's get these ears going.
And our second dish, a maple chili glazed pork chop with some mushroom duxelle and brain. Duxelle is a traditional mushroom stuffing. We kind of added our own little touch. It never has pig's brain in it. Pig's brain has got this creamy, almost voluptuous, kind of buttery, just great flavor and texture.
These brains are a really smart idea, Chef. Okay, so there's quarter hind. Beautiful.
We decided to go after the fore and the hind quarter. It was very easy to bone, and it was only about 4 inches thick, so we could cook that. We got one on a pan, seared, and one on the grill, searing.
Oh, yeah, baby, come on.
We were inspired by the ingredients. I'm making a vargel, which is artichoke, carrots, spring onions, then you just braise it in some vinegar.
He knows how to combine amazing flavors together. This is gonna be incredible. Come on, Daddy. We saw some salsa beef. Let's cream that out and just add a little honey and some shallots. Real rich, earthy, oyster-like flavors there. Look at this bad boy. You gotta come out here and be able to showcase different things and do some stuff that's really outside the box and make people think.
That's money, son. We let that rest and that's gonna be money in the bank.
We're making kind of like a slaw, and we got some rhubarb. We're using apples, a little bit of buttermilk. That should really complement the sweet honey glazed ribs.
Half an hour remaining, 30 minutes.
So we're tasting the pork stew.
Pretty bland, though. It means more flavor.
I think so, too. I want to make sure Marcus is happy with the dish.
My stew was not soft enough. My salad wasn't right. We had a lot of work to do.
We can grill some ramp bottoms to put in with morels and grilled fiddleheads.
Got the sweet potatoes in roasting. I got the shallots roasting.
Robert and I are working as a team to do accoutrements for both plates. Let's check the porchetta. Whoa. Hang on, let me taste that liquid. Oh, is it burned? Is it burned? Oh, no. Oh, crap.
Here we are in the wilderness. We've got to light a fire, deconstruct a pig, find the ingredients to make something to go with that pig. It's stress. We were worried about the porchetta catching on the bottom of the pan because it was so hot.
Is it burned? Is it burned?
Luckily, we caught it in time.
I think that's ready.
30 more seconds and it would have been a goner.
To elevate a dish to Iron Chef status, you really have to get the ingredients right, get the seasoning right, and really go one step beyond so the judges see your technical and your creative side.
That is gorgeous, brother.
We would want to bring it to another level, and that's what I was trying to do. So then I started to do the pickling of the kidney. I get together the vinaigrette for the pear and black truffle.
We're out in the wilderness. You got to rise to the occasion, definitely in this situation. We grilled rhubarb right on the open fire and added some raspberries and made a killer barbecue sauce. These dishes have to have their own unique individuality to them.
20 minutes, chefs. 20 minutes remaining.
We're going to have to get moving, brother.
Yeah. Those potatoes, I think, are good.
We're looking to fry some pig ears for our salad. The only problem is this guy was teeny.
I think I'm going to have enough ear here. We'll be all right.
We wanted to use as many parts as possible.
Oh, yeah, look at that. The ears are hopping. There's your poached brains. That's good.
Yeah, so.
We'll just let those cool off and we'll mix those into the Duxelle.
You want to try this?
Oh, my God.
Their braised pork belly, it's really delicious.
I just kill it.
But I'm not entirely happy with the pork skin. Oh, no, come on.
I agree. I come from England where all the pork skin is crispy.
So I cut it really thin, hoping that maybe they won't notice so much.
We don't have enough pig parts, I don't think.
Here we do. We got plenty of stuff. I know that Chef Gurnashelli is really stressed out. I just feel like I have to be the cool cucumber right now. Look, we got tongue, we got the porcinis, the kidneys that you're gonna grill. We got pickled ramps, we got radishes. Are you ready to cook some ear in here? Mm-hmm.
12 minutes to go? 12 minutes.
Okay, killer. We need to start grilling.
All right, no burning, no burning. Pork cheeks and a little bit of that leg for the salad is ready to go. I think we need a few more greens, some of the mustard flowers, and I saw some wild hyacinth over there, so I'm gonna make a bust, all right?
Awesome.
What the hell is he doing?
I'm so lucky to be on the team with this guy. He was born and raised on a farm. The guy's from California. He knows his way around the wilderness.
Found some wild mustard, some mustard flowers. This is the perfect combination for our salad.
All right, here we go.
5 minutes, and it's got to be on plates.
It's go time. Hey, Chef, I think you're producing a lot.
It's so easy to burn something, especially when you're doing it against the clock.
Oh boy, we almost lost this, but we didn't.
I don't like that at all. I think it looks messy.
I like this style.
I don't like it.
I'll plate it again.
1, 2, 3, like that. We are working under extreme conditions in the wilderness.
Oh, the wind's nice. Yeah, thanks, wind.
The level of the cooking that is happening is some of the best ever.
A little moisture,
Yeah.
How do you feel about this?
It's better.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put it down and walk away. The challenge is over. Heat and meat is history.
Dude, beautiful. Very rustic, very clean.
I'm really proud of that dish. Yeah, I really am.
This dish was aggravating, and you never want to aggravate a judge.
2 bites of meat and you're kind of done.
There's a big, huge rock in my throat right now.
Chefs, as you are no doubt aware, each morsel that you create during this competition will face judgment. And these are the judges who will be doing the judging. Iron Chef Michael Simon. He's the winner of the very first Next Iron Chef competition. He understands your stress. He's been in your shoes. He feels your pain.
I know all of you. I'd be honored to have any one of you standing by me in Kitchen Stadium. Presentation is great. Creativity is great. But whoever makes the tastiest food will always get my vote.
Next, she's an American food writer and chef who was invited to join the rank of culinary greats in Kitchen Stadium, England. Meet the Iron Chef representing America in the UK, Judy Jew.
I'm looking mainly for 3 things. Number 1 is creativity. Number 2 is presentation. And number 3 is flavor. I expect to have no fewer than 12 foodgasms during this competition.
Nice. Well, excellent. Finally, the world-renowned writer and food critic who travels the globe in search of the perfect plate of food, Simon Majumdar.
I'm just going to give you 2 pieces of advice. The first one is, don't send anything out to the judges that you wouldn't be proud to have come out of your kitchen. Second, just remember that taste is everything.
So, taste, foodgasm. Everybody got it?
Got it.
Good, we all understand each other. Let's get to business, shall we?
Sir. Super, super intense. Serve amazing food every time and don't make any mistakes.
Judges, the chairman's charge was essentially one of resourcefulness, resourceful use of heat, which they had to create and manage from scratch, and also of meat, in this case, the whole pig that each team received. So our first team, Chef Burrell and Chef Irvine.
Wow. Our first course is braised pork belly and braised pork cheek over a little bit of fire roasted sweet potato and shallot puree, and then topped with a little raw asparagus, rhubarb, and spring onion salad.
I thought the belly and the cheek were both cooked perfect. I love the crunchy asparagus salad with it. It created a nice level of texture. As a whole, I enjoyed the dish very much.
My favorite part of this was the ginger sweet potato. I think that has given it a nice lift and a little bit of spiciness that has kind of brightened up the entire pork dish.
Can you tell us about the second dish, please?
Yes, we took the pork leg, broke it out, took the bone out of it, rubbed it with garlic, fresh herbs, seared it, and then roasted it in the fire. But one thing I'm worried about is the pork skin. It's not crispy. I'm sure the judges are going to see that.
And then we have a shaved raw artichoke salad, and we cooked the ramp bottoms with the fiddleheads and the morels.
The accompaniments are superb. I love the fiddleheads, I love the morels, I love the ramps. It puts it into perspective that the pork isn't great.
I love this dish for its simplicity and its rusticness. Overall, I really wish that the skin would be a bit crispier, because that's the best part of the pig, I think. And I'm just missing that.
Thank you very much, chefs. Chef Spike, Chef Samuelson, welcome to the table. Tell us about this first dish, please.
Well, the first dish that we made was really a wonderful pork stew. We used the whole animal, even the head and the ears and everything, to put into the stew. The broth here, you're actually looking at it. It's the water right here. So we were truly inspired by cooking here in the wilderness.
There's a lot of really delicious flavors here. One, I think there's a lot of soft, and there probably could have been some crunch. There could have been maybe a garnish that just gave an extra texture.
I would have liked to see a touch more acid in it. It needed something to brighten it up. But I love that you use every bit of the animal.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead and tell us about the second dish.
For our second dish, we have pork spare ribs with a honey glaze. We grilled them, glazed them. Underneath is a citrus salad with some apples, some rhubarb, some mint.
The ribs for me are a little dry.
Sure.
The ribs are a little dry because they're anorexic. There's like hardly anything on them, honestly. 2 bites of meat and you're kind of done.
I think the rib, they are supermodel ribs, so they've got no flesh on them. But I think the taste and the glaze is terrific.
Thank you.
Were the flavors great? Absolutely. But the eating of the ribs was aggravating. And you never want to aggravate a customer, yet a judge.
There's a big, huge rock in my throat right now.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think this dish would have benefited without the pork belly.
It's a scary feeling.
Judges, the chairman's charge was resourcefulness, resourceful use of heat and meat. Chef Zakarian, Chef McMillan,
Even in the middle of the wilderness, when I looked at both dishes, I know we killed it.
First dish is a pork shoulder with a barragoule of artichokes, almonds, pear, and we served it with a pistachio chimichurri.
Tell us about exactly what a barragoule is.
Well, barragoule is just basically white wine, water, and an acid. We didn't have white wine, so we did a little vinegar and water to simulate white wine. And you use either artichoke, carrots, leeks.
Grilled pear as well.
And the grilled pear, yes.
There is a tremendous amount of finesse in this dish, which I think says a lot about a dish when you have limited accessibility. I thought the dish had great balance, and I thought the pear was perfect.
Thank you. Thank you.
The pork is cooked beautifully. Juicy, succulent, really, really, really nice.
I'm astonished at the level of execution you managed to get cooking in this. Having spent quite a bit of time in Provence, you've really captured those flavors.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tell us about this.
The next dish we're serving today is a beautiful 4/4 spit roasted pork. It's served over scallop salsify with rhubarb raspberry barbecue sauce, a little bit of pickled kidney and asparagus salad for garnish.
I was surprised by this. I thought the pork here with the spit roasting was cooked really nicely. Just the skin, though, bit rubbery, couldn't get through it, but I understand the challenges of trying to get that crispy skin on an open fire.
I wasn't sure how much I was going to like the rhubarb in the dish because I tend not to like sweet a whole lot, and it worked. The pickled kidneys were a fantastic touch, and I think it's a very successful dish.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot of flavors.
But I like the risks that they're taking here.
I think you need to take risks, and sometimes they'll work and sometimes they don't. For me, bits of this worked, and the execution, the cooking of the ingredients was terrific.
Chefs, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, judges.
Chefs, Chiarello, Hughes, can you tell us a little bit about dish number one?
Dish number one, the salad, is a coal-roasted beet pork cheek salad and some braised and crispy pig ears. Miner's lettuce, and there's some wild mustard that's here, so we julienne some of the leaves and some of the yellow flowers on top.
I love that you use the cheeks and the ears. Texturally, they're perfect for me. Getting a little bit of that bitterness with the smoke, but the sweetness of the beets kind of counteracts it really nice.
Thank you, Chef.
Just beautifully presented. Great contrasting colors.
Thank you very much.
I do think if you call something a pig's ear salad, it needs to be a pig's ear salad, not a salad with a few garnishes of pig's ear.
I wildly, vehemently disagree that more pig ears would have made it better.
Chef, why don't you tell us about the second dish, please?
We have chili maple glazed grilled pork chop with pig brain duxelle on grilled and olive oil poached potato. And we took a little bit of pork belly, which we braised and then crisped up on the barbecue.
It's a great dish. Everything goes together beautifully. You get the creaminess of the brain and the almost saltiness of bacon with the belly, and the pork has really nice flavor too.
Mine's slightly rare. I like my pork medium. This is verging towards the raw side.
Yeah.
However, the resourcefulness was absolutely there.
Chefs, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Judges, appreciate it. Chef, appreciate it.
Chef Faulkner, Chef Garnicelli.
I'm nervous, really nervous.
Tell us something about your approach today.
I think I can best explain our approach by the first plate in front of you. This is pig 4 ways, 4 different parts. Mushrooms with crispy pig ear, sunchokes and egg with the tongue, the jowl with a little bit of rhubarb and strawberries, and the kidney with tarragon and leeks.
There's always dangers when you do 4 different dishes on one in the Iron Chef setting, because it allows you to be criticized individually. This is maybe my favorite dish of the day. The egg and sunchoke I thought was brilliant. The jowls, there were great flavors there, and the kidneys I scooped up and ate in one happy bite. You really showed a lot in one plate of food.
I love your ambition. I think it works really well, and I commend you for that.
Talk us through the second dish, if you would, chefs.
For the second dish, we have some pork belly cooked with a spiced maple glaze. We did some roasted leg, and then underneath is a succotash of celery root and rutabaga. And then we have a little pistachio gremolata on the side and a little bit of black truffle.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think this dish would have benefited without the pork belly. The belly, texturally, I didn't love it. It didn't have that really nice crunch on the outside and that melty fat in the inside.
I thought as a dish it was flat, there was no real zing to it. The belly, I'm not as certain as them. You can never have too much pork on a plate for me. The remoulade, I think, really didn't do its task. I just thought the succotash was nondescript. I think it sort of paled in comparison to just how good the first dish was.
Everything the judges say haunts me. I have no idea where we stand.
There was no smoke, no char, no fat, no happiness.
We're about to walk into our first judgment. You don't want to be the first to go, and I think everybody's feeling that. The stakes are so high. What are you going to say to your friends and your family when you get home? Are you going to get a bowl of popcorn and watch yourself on TV for one episode?
Chefs, welcome back. The chairman really did throw you in the fire. He took you out of your comfort zones and put you into the wilderness. He expected you to be resourceful. Some of you took some real chances and hit. Some took chances and missed. Two teams today really came to the top. And those two teams, Chef Zakarian and Chef McMillan.
Thank you.
And Chef Hughes and Chef Chiarello.
Chef Zakarian and Chef McMillan, I thought you cooked with a tremendous amount of finesse and technique, and you didn't let the elements affect the style of food that you wanted to cook.
I thought that the two French backgrounds coming together were a real success here. The artichoke barigol was particularly nice in terms of its textures.
Thank you.
Chef Hughes and Chef Chiarello, I thought that the crispy salad was extremely resourceful. And the grilled double pork chop I thought was great too, and it's the only example of using brains.
Chef Hughes, Chef Chiarello, there was so much to like about your food, but I said don't send something out if you wouldn't be proud for it to come out of your kitchen, and you sent me out a pork chop that was slightly raw, and we said we'd call you on it, so I'm calling you on it.
Chef Zakarian, McMillan, Hughes, and Chiarello, very, very close in the judging. Chef Zakarian and McMillan, on the virtue alone of the barigol, you are the winners today. Congratulations for that victory. You will have an advantage going into the next level of the competition.
I'm going to take Jeffrey out and buy him the baddest cigar and whatever bourbon he wants top shelf. I'm going to give him a big man hug. You know, together there was a synergy and we nailed it.
Winning was just terrific because I think we really worked great as a team, and it showed.
Chef Hughes and Chiarello, you were right behind them. All four survived to cook another day, so if you wouldn't mind, please wait in the kitchen.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then there are three teams remaining.
My stomach is in knots. I felt like if I opened my mouth, butterflies would fly out of it. And I'm like, oh, gosh.
Each of you had some stellar moments, but also some missteps. Obviously, two of you are going to be duking it out here.
The team that's on the bottom has to face off against each other. I don't want to be battling against Chef Garnishelli.
Let's start with Chef Burrell and Chef Irvine.
Chef Burrell, Chef Irvine, I think you did play it slightly safe, but you certainly did provide some really tasty food. The things I were remembering were not the main event. They were not the pig. They were those fantastic sweet potatoes. So I would have liked to have seen more of the pig being used.
Chef Burrell, Chef Irvine, you survived to cook another day. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I felt like a weight had been lifted off, and I was like, oh my gosh, can we leave? Can we leave? Just let me go before you change your mind.
Two teams remain. And the reason that you're here in this position is that in both of your cases, you reached and missed on a few things.
It's not a good feeling. Yeah, I was definitely surprised. The judges did not appreciate or saw the dishes the way we saw them.
This is making me feel like a numbskull, and I don't want to be there.
Chef Guarnacelli, Chef Faulkner, your spare parts dish was, I think, my tastiest dish of the day. But as much as I loved it, I was equally disappointed with the belly and the pork leg. The thing that was tragic to me is they took arguably the most beautiful cut in that entire animal, the belly, and you trashed it. I think to winning Kitchen Stadium, consistency is key, and it's something that you're really going to have to work at.
Chef Spike and Chef Samuelson. I love what you conceptualized. What I didn't love was your execution. I felt the stew had a lot of complexity, but understated flavors that I just completely missed entirely. The lake water, it just didn't necessarily come together for me. And the pork ribs, I just didn't really get enough meat there, and that for me was a bad choice.
There was no smoke, no char, no fat, no happiness.
Chef Faulkner, Chef Guarnaschelli, probably the least favorite dish of the day, but also one of the best. You survived to cook another day. You can return to the kitchen. Thank you.
My whole childhood flashes before my eyes.
Thank you.
Daisies, unicorns, roses, rainbows. What a relief.
Oh, thank God. I just feel so relieved and humbled.
What the hell just happened?
Chefs, unfortunately, you were the team that the judges determined to have been the least successful in the chairman's challenge of resourcefulness with heat and meat.
It sucks. It's horrible because when Chef Spike picked me to be on his team, I was honored. He's a wonderful kid. He's a wonderful cook. But now Spike's going to go from my teammate to my enemy.
I ask you to join me in the kitchen for the first secret ingredient showdown. After the cook-off and the tasting, one chef will survive to cook another day, and another will be heading home.
You know, having the advantage sometimes comes back to bite you in the ass. We're no longer teammates. It's a death match.
Begin.
Keep it up, guys. Keep it up.
I'm trying to get this frickin' lid on top of this pressure cooker.
No, I can't look.
Chefs, welcome to the kitchen for the first secret ingredient showdown. Chef Spike, surely the irony is not lost on you. Your red match put you in the God chair, and you chose to cook alongside a man that you have long held in very high regard.
Chef Samuelson is a world-renowned chef. He's got 10 years on me, but I still have a lot of experience. I'm confident in my cooking style, and I look at it as an opportunity to just beat him.
I know it's going to be very difficult and tough because Chef Spike has a lot of young energy and can bring tons of stuff to the table.
Now, chefs, the chairman is fanatical about Halloween, especially the whole concept of trick or treat. And that's what he has right here for you. One of these ingredients is a trick, one is a treat. One you will really love to cook with, the other maybe not so much. You now, as a team, will choose to do your final battle with one of these ingredients. So you have to decide together. Could be a trick, could be a treat. Either way, you both cook with it. What's it going to be?
Marcus?
All right, what do you want?
My fate really lies in these two ingredients. I just really hope that I choose the right one.
Red, please.
Do you concur with that choice?
Yes.
Let's just see what this was. Canned tuna.
Oh, God, dude.
You chose wisely. Beautiful diver sea scallops, and big ones at that.
Thank God it wasn't canned tuna, because someone's going to get sent home, and it's a lot easier to make something super delicious with live scallops.
Now, you're going to have half an hour, 30 minutes, to prepare one dish for the judges. Based on that dish, the judges will decide who survives to cook another day and who will be heading home. Are you clear? Your colleagues will be here to cheer you on in your endeavor.
Go get them, boys.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, let the cooking begin.
You can do this. You can do this.
Feels like we're in a Roman theater watching gladiators duke it out.
Hey. Keep it up, guys. Keep it up.
Come on, what am I looking for? I just came here. Chili flakes? Chili flakes, no chili flakes. I'm in a brand new kitchen, so I'm struggling. I don't want to spend too much time like looking for equipment and ingredients. It's a really high tense situation.
I'm making a duo scallop. One is seared scallop with potatoes. Then the next is miso soup of scallop and clam. And that's a risky dish because it's two different types of cooking in two different cuisines.
Not a duo. You never try to do a duo because then they're going to be judging you against you.
I'm planning on cooking something really simple. I want the scallop to be the star. I'm making scalloped sofrito. Basic sofrito, it's some onions, some tomato product, and I'm just adding raw scallops to get that flavor in there. Then simply a seared scallop and a little bit of shaven scallop roe. It's gonna be a knockout punch in the face of scallopness.
Keep it up, boys, keep it up.
What's that you just put in? That paste?
I think it's miso paste.
I just want to get this miso soup on, which is really miso, seaweed, clam juice, chicken stock. That umami flavor you're going to get out of that would be completely unique.
You can do this, you can do this.
Half the time is gone. And what time is left is going to go really fast.
You're supposed to be able to line up the arrows. I'm trying to get this freaking lid on top of this pressure cooker, and I'm having the hardest time.
You can't put the lid on it.
We all kind of like, we all seized up.
To cook this quickly, that's what a pressure cooker does. It kind of just builds flavors and convectionizes inside.
Come on, Spike. Twist it and turn it.
I'm not fooling with this thing all day. I'm just gonna leave the lid on and move on. Bada bing.
That's it.
He's got it, he got it.
That's it.
You guys are doing awesome, man. Doing awesome. Let's go.
All right, flavor.
Flavor.
I can't really figure out what Marcus is doing. He's got celery root, apples, he's got cream, he's got his scallops, he's got miso, he's got yuzu juice. And I'm like, good Lord. Couldn't imagine all the stuff that was going in there.
Nitrogen, baby.
I'm using liquid nitrogen to freeze a little bit of scallop roe. Bring it to a point where I can actually just grate it over the dish. I'm 100% sure no one has ever taken scallop roe and added liquid nitrogen and shaved it over anything. So I'm using what I got to get any wow factor to the judges.
5 minutes to go, gentlemen, and the food has to be on the plate.
I didn't blink, I didn't breathe, I didn't think. I was just, I almost cried. I'm not even joking. Ultimately, I could be that guy.
Let's go, Marcus. Pick it up, Marcus.
You're running around like a crazy man. But when I put the spoon into my mouth, I'm very slow and I'm asking questions. What does this taste like? What else can I get? Should I get stop? Is that too much? You know, I'm in a zone.
Stay focused, boys. Stay focused.
No. So I watched Spike, he put some wine in, and I couldn't help myself. I hope he's not gonna get that leftover, awful, raw, uncooked wine taste. I don't know, I can't look.
It would have been a lot nicer if the peanut gallery had muzzles.
Spike, get your scallops on.
Time to stop bringing it all together, guys. You are running out of time.
60 seconds remain, gentlemen. 60 seconds.
Final details.
This is it. All or nothing. You gotta give it your best right here. Focus. Boom. That's one dish.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put it down and walk away.
Awesome job. Way to go, boys.
Good job, gentlemen. Judgment awaits. One of these chefs will not be cooking for you again.
Bada bing.
You're going to have to decide who that chef is. Judges, this is our first secret ingredient showdown. The ingredient today, scallops. The two chefs, Chef Samuelson and Chef Spike, and Chef Spike is going to be first up. Chef Spike.
Walking into tasting, I'm feeling like I'm about to faint.
How's it going?
But I think I cooked the absolute perfect scallop. There's no one in the world that could cook a scallop better than that.
My philosophy on this was just really simple, and I wanted this dish to be really all about scallop. So I started by making a scallop sofrito, some onions, some San Marzano tomatoes, some raw scallops, a little bit of garlic, blended that all up.
You used just the scallop?
No, I actually used a little bit of calamar heads, just to get a little bit more seafood flavor. And then I just simply seared a scallop with a little bit of celery, lemon verbena salad on top. And then I also took some scallop roe and added liquid nitrogen and shaved it over and dished.
I think the scallop is beautifully cooked. A really, really great charred taste on top. The sofrito is extremely complex, and I like it. There's lots of depth of flavor. But I would have liked just a kiss of fresh lemon at the end, just to kind of brighten it.
Typically, I'm not a huge fan of tomato and scallops together, but this works for me.
But there's a lot of thought gone into this dish, from the very beginning of the sauce to the finish with the roe. The other thing for me is that the scallop was the star. I think it was a very successful dish.
Thank you very much, Chef.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
I definitely hope I just served the dish that's going to keep me in the competition. They're looking for creativity, presentation, and flavor. And I nailed all three of those.
Chef Samuelson.
Today I cooked for you a duo of scallop. So there's a miso broth with scallop, roe of the scallop, a little bit of clam, corn, and a hint of truffle. Right next to that, I treated the other scallop like a piece of meat. You have a seared piece of scallop with a little bit of porcini, a puree made with celery, apple, and a hint of corn.
You know, there's always a danger when you do two preparations, because one could be great, one could be okay, and you're throwing yourself out there.
This is elimination. I have to take a risk. That's what's going to keep me on Next Iron Chef.
To me, you hit on both dishes. It shows kind of the different approaches that could be used with the scallop. You know, one is very crisp and clean. This one's a little bit more rich and lusty.
It's very sophisticated. You're letting your knowledge and your experience show through, and I can see it.
I think the soup is spectacular. I have to say the scallop is as well cooked a scallop as I've ever seen. Your technique is flawless. But I'm less certain about the presentation of this second dish with the seared scallop, because it does tend to slick all over the plate and is a little unappealing. So for me, presentation-wise, was a bit of a failure.
Chef, thank you.
Thank you. I really cooked my heart out, and now it's up to the judges, and I know that I did everything I could to make my case to stay here.
Clearly, both of these chefs have definitely redeemed themselves from the wilderness fiasco. Yeah. But we have to ask the question, is this Iron Chef worthy food?
Right. I'm torn in the sense that Spike's approach was very much how I approach food in Kitchen Stadium. Straightforward, clean, big impact flavors. But what Chef Samuelson put together in 30 minutes was just an incredible array of flavor and depth. And we have a tough decision to make.
Chef Spike, he's the right amount of sauce on there. It's very nice to look at, and I thought texturally it was successful too. I think that Chef Samuelson's dish was a gastronomic epiphany, and that to me is something that is quite special to achieve.
It's really a case of putting a dish that I was very impressed with a dish that I really loved eating. I was very impressed with Chef Samuelson, and I did love the soup. However, there were two dishes on the plate, and I was less impressed with the second dish than some of my colleagues here. Whereas with Chef Spike's, I loved every mouthful. So I'm really torn.
One of these chefs will not be cooking for you again.
Bada bing.
You're going to have to decide who that chef is.
We're about to walk into elimination, and I think either way, you should have some paramedics for me. If I lose or win, I'm definitely gonna have to be rolled out in a stretcher.
He cooked his heart out. I cooked my heart out. We both really left everything we had on the plate, and we'll see what happens.
Chefs, The judges have thought long and hard, and although the differences between you were small, we did reach a unanimous decision. Chef Spike, you decided to take one bold leap towards immortality with a single scallop. Your use of squid to kind of marry that sauce to that seared scallop was absolutely inspired, as your use of even the herbs to finish off that dish. Very, very, very well done.
I'm kind of like, okay, I got this.
Chef Samuelson, most of the judges here feel that it's a weak position to try a duo. The risk that you run is one that says, I don't trust my dishes enough. And you also run the risk of being judged by one course over the other. It's a very, very big risk.
It is one of the scariest feelings ever. In my mind, I'm speaking in Swedish, I'm speaking in English, I'm apologizing for anyone that I've done something stupid to.
Chef Samuelson is an amazing cook. We all know it, everybody knows. But I absolutely represented myself as a chef, and I think it was a winning dish.
But in the end, Chef Samuelson, you survived to cook another day.
Thank you. I just felt like, that was a close one.
He made it. He made it.
I can't play it that close next time.
Chef Spike, you did set your fate into motion today when you chose Chef Samuelson as your team partner. We can all say there was absolutely no shame in being beat by a master. And to be honest, you weren't beat by much. So you have everything to be proud of, but I'm sorry, you won't be the next Iron Chef.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chef.
It was an honor to cook amongst such great chefs.
Chef Samuelson just edged me out maybe a little bit more.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
One of the most important things to me is that I leave in this competition with the respect of all the other chefs.
We put everything we had on those dishes, so.
It's true. That was my soul on a plate in one bite. Thank you. Thank you.
And I think I earned that respect.
Bye, Spike. It's really sad to see him go. And all of a sudden now the competition becomes real. Yikes.
Right now, I'm looking at everybody, sizing them up. We all have a bullseye on our forehead.
After today, Chef Zakarian is who I'm putting myself up against.
That's what I'm here for.
Chef Gurnashelli is definitely one of my biggest competitors.
This is like a game of musical chairs with food, and they just keep pulling the chairs away.
Yeah.
Next on The Next Iron Chef, welcome to Petco Park, home of the San Diego Padres. Begin. How would an Iron Chef create food for the ballpark?
Fine.
Crap. If I'm going to go out of this competition, it's going to be on my terms.
This was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
A very accomplished chef is not going to be with us anymore. That's the degree that we're playing with because you guys are all so good.
You have to be scared of everybody, and you have to look at everybody as that potential person that's going to kick you off this competition.